Today we're going to discuss some tips and tricks for overcoming productivity challenges, so please stick around. Hi friends, my name is Claire and this is my channel, Woodshed Theory. Here, I make content about what it is like to live as an adult on the autism spectrum and whatever else feels good to me. So if that sounds good to you, or if you're feeling particularly gracious today, and I hope that you are, please go ahead and click the subscribe button, ring the bell. I almost forgot to mention that I put out videos a few times a week, so click the like and the share. Help out your good friend Claire. Today I wanted to discuss with you some productivity tips for those of us who struggle to get things accomplished or struggle with motivation. As a neurodiverse person, this is something I personally struggle with, but it is something that everyone struggles with from time to time, whether you're neurotypical or neurodiverse. So these are just a few things that I found that help me to tackle productivity issues. Just as a reminder, I am not a medical professional. These are just things that have helped me. Everyone is different. I'm here sharing my own personal experience that I hope is helpful for you. The first thing I wanted to discuss with you today is something that I've recently tried and has really been helpful to me, and that is Magic Mind. Magic Mind is a daily mental performance shot. It helps you feel more focused, mentally clear, and productive. I was excited to try incorporating Magic Mind into my routine for the following reasons. First, it's 100% safe and doctor validated. It took a team of doctors 10 years to settle on this formula, and I'll link them down below, but there's been over 200 studies done on the ingredients in the formula that they've openly shared with their consumers. Of course, I do urge you to talk to your doctor before starting any new supplement routine. You shouldn't take this if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, so definitely talk to your doctor before starting anything new. Another thing I like is that the mushrooms that are in this formula are organically grown in California, which is my neck of the woods. They also use cognizin citicoline, which is the best proprietary molecular form of citicoline available. And the matcha that they use is the highest grade of matcha, and it's grown in Japan. There is caffeine in this, but it doesn't have to replace your morning coffee, and it is slow release caffeine so that you feel the effects of it throughout the day. Oh, and did I mention they use nano encapsulation technology? This makes all of the ingredients much more bioabsorbable for your body. I also like that they don't claim that Magic Mind is a quick fix. It is recommended that you take this daily, and it will help you to have less stress and have better sleep. So when Magic Mind reached out to me to sponsor a video, I was very impressed that first they wanted me to try the product before I agreed to anything to make sure that it was something that I could get behind and recommend to you. I actually tried the product for 15 days, but I did film the first 8 days of me trying the product so that I could share with you my experience. So here's that footage now.
It smells good. Day 1. Oh, Day 2 of Magic Mind. Day 1 went well. I don't think that there were any huge changes. There was a bit more calm, maybe a bit more focus I was feeling yesterday. Day 3. As you can see, it's curled my hair. Just kidding. Day 3 of Magic Mind. Yesterday, it seemed to go fine. Nothing huge as far as changes. My mood was kind of even. Day 4. Yesterday went okay. I was able to do a little bit more work yesterday than the days before, so I'm hoping that today will bring even more clarity and production. It's day 5. And I'm looking crazy. I've got curlers in my hair. So, sorry. So far, so good. Yesterday, I was out and about a lot. I felt that, yes, I did have a sharper mind. I did have lower stress, and I did have better energy. And I did find that when I was having conversations with people, I was able to focus on those conversations better. Day 6 of Magic Mind. So far, so good. Here I go. Things are going well. So far, so good. Day 6. Good morning. I'm just about to go film Porch Coffee. And I can't believe it. We're on day 7. So let's see how day 7 goes. Things are going well so far. Hello and welcome to day 8. I do think I'm starting to sense a difference in my clarity and motivation and calmness. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think this week we'll see some bigger changes. So day 8.
So what are my thoughts after my Magic Mind introduction firsthand experience? Well, I have to tell you, I'm pretty surprised. I was really shocked by how much Magic Mind helped my productivity, my stress levels, my focus. To my surprise, it tastes really good. Slightly spicy, subtly sweet, tropical green juice. As far as the effects, I would say after about 7-8 days, I was in the zone. I was more focused, I was able to get more finished, I was able to sit down and focus on things for longer. I felt like I was a better active listener. So what can I say? I think that Magic Mind works for me, and I would feel comfortable suggesting it to other people to try. They also donate 5 cents to every bottle sold to mental health charities that benefit the homeless in the United States, and they're 100% carbon neutral. Plus, they have a 100-day money-back guaranteed, no questions asked, which I think is pretty important. They do sell in some grocery stores like Sprouts, and they ship to 65 different countries. As a special offer to my subscribers, Magic Mind is offering you a discount of up to 48% off your first monthly subscription box through Magic Mind. So if you visit the link below, that's magicmind.com/Woodshed Theory, and enter the code Woodshed Theory 20 at checkout, you'll be able to use and benefit from that deal for the next 10 days. The first tip I wanted to talk about was planning. Planning can be a super big and important part of productivity, and I know a lot of people, especially people in the neurodiverse community, really struggle with planning. Now, maybe when I said planning, some of you rolled your eyes and you're thinking, I already know, make lists, I get it, Claire, I've heard that before. What I'm trying to tell you is find a way to make planning work for you. For me, sometimes it works that I write a very detailed list to help me stay focused and be productive, know exactly what I need to get done. I've done videos on that before. Sometimes that doesn't work for me. Sometimes I just need to have a daily general idea of what I'd like to get done. Picking the one big thing that needs to happen and holding myself accountable for that one thing for the day. And that brings me to my next point, which is even if you struggle with making a plan, sometimes you can flip it to the back end of the plan, which is focusing on deadlines. Not everyone works well with having the upfront plan, but if you work better with having a deadline for something, that can really help motivate you to be more productive and know that you have to get something done. I'm not saying to stress yourself out and necessarily leave it for the last minute, but being aware of the deadline and having reminders of the deadline can help you to become more productive and get more done. Me personally, if I have no deadlines, then I really struggle to get things complete because they can happen at any amalgamous future time, which leaves me kind of in this weird whenever it happens limbo, but not much getting accomplished. I don't know if you can relate to me. Another thing that helps me with productivity is a routine. Now, it's really funny because a lot of neurodiverse people can struggle to have a routine, but also routines really help us, right? So Having a routine can really help with your productivity. If you have a set routine and you feel comfortable with that routine and you know you're going to get the things done within that routine, it can actually help you get a lot accomplished. For example, personally, I have a routine where I get certain things accomplished every week at the same time, and I find that when I go off of that routine and try to be a little flexible with it, I really struggle for the next few weeks to get back onto that routine. So routines really can help you be more productive and get more accomplished. Another thing to consider when it comes to productivity is your personal health. And that can come in the form of self-care. I always feel like I can get more done when I am making sure that I am clean, that my teeth are clean. I get more done if my space around me is a little more tidy. So establishing routines around self-care are very important for me for productivity. Something that also really helps me, and again, all of these things, I'm not saying that I'm perfect at. I struggle with these things just as much as anyone else. They're just things that help me. Another one of the things that help me is diet and exercise, taking better care of my body and making sure I'm giving my body the nutrients that it needs that are healthy and help it succeed. And also exercise. I have to force myself to exercise. I'm not a person who is like super interested in being active and doing sport. I will force myself to get some activity in. I will force myself to spend some time outside in nature, and those are all things that really help me on the back end be more productive on the front end. Another thing that really helps me with productivity, and I know helps a lot of other neurodiverse people, is body doubling, but I don't have a term for what I do. Maybe there is a term out there. Body doubling is great. It's when you work next to a person or alongside a person doing the same task or another task, and it helps you to be able to focus and get more work done. I spend a lot of time alone. I like spending time alone. It helps me self-regulate. It's what makes me feel comfortable. So body doubling can be a little difficult. So I would suggest either maybe FaceTime, or I've seen people who do live streams on the internet while they're working to help them with that body doubling concept. For me, something that really helps is listening to something while I work, either a podcast, a story, videos on YouTube. Might I suggest my podcast, Autistic People Talking, or I've got a few hundred episodes of Porch Coffee you could go and listen to, hours and hours of content that you could listen to from me while you are productive. I like to listen to people talk about yarn. I like to listen to the news while I'm working, but having something to listen to and keep my mind active while I'm doing another task really helps me with my productivity. Something else that really helps me with productivity is a reward system, making sure that I'm taking care of myself. I think that a reward doesn't necessarily have to be an object or a food in particular. It can be those things, but making sure that, for example, if I have finished a task, I give myself a break and some rest before returning to that task. Or if it is a reward, maybe if it's a big thing I'm trying to accomplish, maybe it is a reward going out to eat, or I guess you could start a new book. That would be a good reward if you're into reading. Something that I do after I clean as a reward, and maybe this sounds a little weird, is to, after I'm finished completely cleaning a room, I will light a candle in that room to seal the room and reward myself for it being completely clean. So it helps me because I look forward to being able to light the candle. As I said, a reward doesn't have to be something in particular, it just has to feel good to you. as an incentive to be productive. And then finally, one of my biggest tips on how to be productive is to be kind to yourself and give yourself grace. I give this advice in my videos all the time, and I'm sure some of you are probably sick of hearing it by now, but I will never stop saying it, because so often when you are a person who struggles with focus and productivity, getting things finished, it's so easy to be hard on yourself, and I really struggle with that as well. And what happens is you fall into this rut and this routine of not getting anything done because you're feeling bad about yourself for not getting anything done. So my advice is to start to change your mindset. Start celebrating the little things that you get accomplished, and if you don't get everything accomplished, that's okay. Pick it up again, try it another time. Work towards productivity instead of away from being productive. If you're being mean to yourself for not living up to a standard that you set for yourself or somebody else has set for you, it can really make it difficult to move forward. And that's not what we're trying to accomplish here. We're trying to be able to focus, be able to get more done, and being kind to yourself, I think, is one of the biggest steps towards doing that. And while it may seem like the littlest thing, I think it's actually the biggest thing. So give yourself grace, celebrate the things that you're able to get accomplished. And if you can't accomplish everything that you want to get accomplished, I never do. I never check off everything on my list. That's okay. There's always more time. There's always the next day. It's very, 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 I would say unoften, seldom's the word I'm looking for, that there's actually something that if it doesn't happen in that exact second, that the world is gonna stop. So those are just some of my tips on how to boost your productivity if you're struggling to get some things accomplished, whether you're neurotypical or neurodiverse like me. I want to thank you for coming and watching the video. Remember, if you'd like to try Magic Mind, to use the link down below, magicmind.com/woodshed theory. Use the code woodshedtheory20 at checkout for up to 48% off of your purchase of your first month subscription of the product. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, everyone. Happy productivity. Good luck. You got this. So good.